We're going to do a pocket hole jig, and the reason I want to do one is because I think mine is better than others online without increasing the cost much, especially to the point where you could buy one that's made out of metal and plastic, you know, the brand names. So I have seen others online that are a little more generic and won't quite give you the accuracy. So I've been able to lower the cost, still maintain quality and accuracy and durability. So the first thing I figured I would do is just find out some of the specs. And you can see here I've marked 15 degrees on mine. That is the angle to use for your standard pocket hole jig. I've picked a piece of 2x4 that is cheap, and I've also inserted a metal tube that I found on from Lowe's. These are found under the specialty washers drawer in the hardware section. So you can get these for $1 or $2 depending on the size and the shape, and that's also important as well, so keep that in mind. When I started to measure out the 15 degrees, I didn't have a compass, but I have a square with a 45-degree angle measurement here, and I thought, why don't I just divide that by 3 to get to my 15 degrees. So once you measure 45, then you can divide it into thirds. So what I did was I found where I could have quarter inches. So this is a quarter inch approximately here to here. This is another quarter inch, and this is another quarter inch. So find out where 3/4 of an inch goes to the line, mark it, and then when you divide that into 3, you get 15, 30, and 45. So this is your first line, 45. That's going to be like your 0, and then your 15 is eventually the bottom one. That's the one you're going to use for the pocket hole jig, and that's going to give you the best pocket hole jig available. This one's not quite done. Once you measure, I took my miter saw and cut an angle out to give you more of a flush entry point. You can also see that, well, not quite, but I have glued the tube inside the hole, and I used glue. I'm going to have to clean that up a little bit, but that will give you durability. Now, how do you know which hole? How do you know what size to choose? Well, you can go backwards a little bit, and I would say, just to give you an example, let's just take a screw, just any. I just picked one. Say this is the size you want to use in your furniture. So you have to go this measurement first, then you have to find the tube that has the inner diameter that's bigger, and your drill bit that's going to go through here. So keeping everything in mind, you can go sort of backwards. The outer diameter of the tube is also given. So you can buy these by inner diameter, outer diameter, and length. Those are the 3 measurements they give you. Keep that in mind, and then you can make your pocket hole jig. The hardest part, I would say, is drilling a straight line. I don't have a drill press, but once you have your 15, drilling from here and trying to get that angle right, I would say it probably didn't cut it exactly right. So mine is probably a little sharper than 15, but that's something that you have to test. One of the last things I did not do yet is cut out a little notch here. I'll cut down and over, and then maybe on top I'll do like a little semicircle here, and that allows you to take your pocket hole jig and your target piece, which sits here. So let me just show you here. Say that's your target piece. That allows you to put a clamp in that little recess and not have so much distance there. Clamp those together. So you'll see that on some of the other professional ones. So the whole idea is to have something that's you only put $1 or $2 into, a little bit of labor, an old piece of 2x4, which, I mean, who doesn't have extra pieces of 2x4? If you want to be fancy, you can use a hardwood, something a little more durable. If you've got extra hardwood that's kind of thick, you can do that. The tubes, like I said, I found at Lowe's under the specialty washer drawer in the hardware section. So plan it out depending on what kind of screw you want to use to buy which tube you want, and to go from there. I haven't tried it yet. I hope it works. I'm pretty sure it will. Sometimes it's not so much the tools you have, it's how you use them, and I'm sure most people can agree on that. So there you go, a quality pocket hole jig that I think will last and give you good quality performance at a fraction of the cost. Hope you enjoyed the video.